You're going to fail, you're going to lose things, you're going to feel like giving up. But that's not the bad news. The bad news is that most people haven't built the mental resilience to come back from it. They think resilience is about being tough, about toughing it out, about not feeling pain. But that's backwards. Real resilience isn't avoiding the heat. It's about what you do after you've been knocked down. In this video, we're breaking down what mental resilience actually is and how to build it before you need it. Section 1. What resilience isn't. Let's start with the myth. Resilience is not about being positive all the time. Resilience is not about bouncing back up immediately. Resilience is not about never giving up. Those are the Instagram quote version, and they're setting you up to fail. Here's what actually happens when people believe those things. You fail at something, you hit a wall, and immediately you feel like you failed, the resilience test. You think, a resilient person wouldn't feel this sad. A resilient person wouldn't be struggling. A resilient person will have already been back on their feet. So now, you're not just dealing with the original failure, you're dealing with the shame of not being resilient enough. It's a trap. Real resilience is different. Resilience is the ability to move through difficult work without getting stuck. It's not about how hard you can get hit, it's about how quickly you can process the hit and decide what comes next. Here's the definition I use it. Resilience is the ability to fail, feel the pain of that failure, accept it, and still keep moving forward. Notice what is in there? Failure, pain, acceptance. Real resilience includes all of those. Notice what's not in there? Strength, positivity, speed. You can be in pain and still be resilient. You can feel like giving up and still be resilient. You can take days to recover and still be resilient. What you can't do, and this is key, is getting stuck. You can feel everything, but you can't live in it. Section 2. Why people get stuck. So, why do some people bounce back and others don't? It's not because they're tougher, or smarter, or more special. It's usually because of one of these three things. And the first is what I call the meaning trap. When something goes wrong, your brain immediately tries to extract the meaning from it. And the meaning it usually extracts is, this happened because something is wrong with me. You lose a job, I'm not good enough. You break up, I'm unlovable. You fail a test, I'm stupid. You miss a deadline, I'm lazy. Your brain turns the event into an identity, and once it's an identity, it's not a temporary setback. It's a permanent truth about who you are. And when you believe that, you get stuck. Because now, you're not just bouncing back from the failure, you're trying to disprove a fundamental belief about yourself. That's exponentially harder. The second trap is the narrative trap. Your brain also loves stories, so it takes the failure and builds a narrative around it. This will never get better. Everyone will find out I'm a fraud. I'm destined to struggle. This is punishment for something I did. This narrative feels true. They feel like they're an accurate description of reality, but they're not. They are story. Your brain is telling to make sense of the pain, and the longer you stay inside the narrative, the harder it is to get out. The third is the isolation trap. This is simple. You're dealing with difficulty alone, and isolation amplifies everything. When you're isolated, your thoughts get louder, your doubts get bigger, your sense of hopelessness compounds. You have nothing to bounce off of. No reality check, no reminder that this is temporary. And our modern world is designed to keep you isolated even when you're surrounded by people. You're not telling anyone you're struggling, you're not asking for help, you're just white-knuckling it alone. So resilience isn't just about you, it's about breaking these three traps. Section 3. The three pillars of resilience. Real resilience is built on three things, and the good news is that all three are learnable. None of them require you to be naturally tough. Pillar 1. Psychological flexibility. This is the ability to feel difficult emotion without letting them control your action. Most people think they need to feel good because before they can do things. I'll start working out when I feel motivated. I'll reach to people when I feel confident. I'll try again when I'm not scared. But psychological flexibility is the opposite. It's doing the things while you feel scared, while you feel unmotivated, while you feel like a failure. You don't wait for a feeling to change. You feel the feeling and you act anyway. So, how do you build this? Start small. Do something difficult while you're uncomfortable. Call someone when you're anxious. Write badly when you're doubting yourself. Exercise when you're tired. Every time you do something despite the discomfort, you're teaching your brain, I can move forward while feeling this way. That's the entire foundation. Everything else builds on this. Pillar 2. Cognitive reframing. This is where you catch the narrative trap and rewrite it. When something goes wrong, pause. Notice the story your brain is telling. I failed the interview. That means I am unemployable. Now, reframe it. Not by lying to yourself, but by getting specific and factual. I failed the interview. That means I wasn't the best fit for that particular role with that particular company. I learned that I need to prepare more thoroughly for future interviews. See the difference? The narrative is a global and permanent. The second is a specific and actionable. You're not pretending to feel better. You're just telling yourself a more accurate story. The research on this is clear. People with reframe setbacks and learning opportunities bounce back faster. Not because they are optimistic, but because they turn failure into information instead of identity. Pillar 3. Connection. And finally, resilience is built through connection. Not big public displays, just real conversation, vulnerability, asking for help. When you tell someone you're struggling, something shifts. The thought that felt enormous becomes manageable. When you speak it out loud, the narrative loses power. You get perspective. You remember that other people have been here too. And sometimes the person you tell will say, I've been there. Here's what I did. Suddenly, you're not starting from scratch. You have a map. This is why people who have strong relationships bounce back faster. It's not magic. It's just that they're not processing difficulty alone. So if you want resilience, you need to feel your feelings while they're moving forward. Reframe your setbacks and information and let people in. Section 4. Building resilience before you need it. Here's the thing about resilience. You can't build it during a crisis. You can learn how to stay calm under pressure while you're actively panicking. You can't practice reframing while you're emotionally flooded. You can't reach out for help if you never practice asking. So you build resilience in advance, in smaller ways. Practice discomfort. Do the things that scare you. Not dangerous things, but the things that push you slightly outside of your comfort zone. Cold showers, public speaking, starting conversation, writing, whatever makes you feel nervous. Each time you do something uncomfortable and survive it, you're building the neural pathways that will help you survive actual difficulty. Practice reframing. When small things go wrong, practice the reframe. Didn't get the promotion? Okay, what specifically do I need to improve next time? Send a weird text? I learned something about how I communicate under pressure. Make this an habit on small things so you can do it on big things. Build your support network now. Don't wait until you're in a crisis to tell people you're struggling. Start now. Have real conversation with people you trust. Practice vulnerability and at low stakes, so you know how to do it when the stakes are high. Track yourself. Notice how you respond to adversity. Do you get stuck in narrative? Do you isolate? Do you ruminate? Knowing your patterns is the first step to changing them. The people who seem resilient aren't resilient because they're special. They're resilient because they build the habits that allows resilience. Section 5. What bouncing back actually looks like. Let me be clear about something. Bouncing back doesn't look like in the movies. You don't have one dark night of the soul and then everything is fixed. It looks more like this. Day 1, you fail at something significant. You feel terrible, you might cry, or sit in numbness or rage, all normal. Day 2 to 3, you're still in it. Some moments feel okay, some moments feel awful. You're not pretending everything is fine, but you're starting to move forward anyways. Week 1, you've stopped telling yourself this defines you. You're tired, but you're showing up. You're reaching out to people, you're asking, what do I need to do next? Week 2 to 4, you're building momentum. You're not over it, but you're integrating it, you're learning from it, you're moving. This doesn't look inspiring. It's not a comeback story, it's just normal human recovery. And the key at every stage is the same. You feel what you feel and you keep moving. You're not trying to feel better. That's what resilience looks in real life. Section 6. Starting out today. So, how do you start building this? Pick one thing, just one. Do something uncomfortable today. Something small, something that makes you nervous but won't hurt you. Or reach out to someone and tell them something real that you're dealing with. Or the next time something goes wrong, pause before you can catastrophize. Ask yourself, what's the factual story here? And what's the narrative story? And tell yourself the factual one. Resilience isn't built overnight, but it is built. And the time to start is now, before you need it. You're going to face difficulty, that's guaranteed. But how you face it, that's not guaranteed. That's a choice and a skill. Build it now, so when the difficulty comes, you're ready.